right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll start with what came out of the meeting with the stockbrokers and the CBN governor. One of the things that was mentioned is that the 5 banks will not be nationalized and they're not looking for foreign investors into buying the banks. So what happens to the banks in the interim?
Well, the CBN has approved of 5 MDs to run this bank. The strategy is to turn around those banks, make sure they're up and running again. At that point in time, I think we will now know what will happen to those banks. But presently, I think the strategy is for these banks to be back up and running. That might take, we don't know how long that will take, so it is a bit, maybe the CBN governor's stance is going to be a bit premature to say what will happen and how they're going to go about getting new investors for these banks. But as of this moment, the CBN governor has said there is no plan to nationalize those banks. There is no plan to get foreign investors. The plan right now is for those banks, the new MDs and CEOs of these banks, to get on the ground and start working, try and turn around this bank, get all those bad loans sorted out, and basically, I think that is the focus right now for the CBN governor.
But the governor also did mention,
he emphasized that.
Yeah, but the governor also did mention that the stockbrokers must invest in these banks right now. But we know that the share prices for these banks have slumped a lot. Afribank is down 26%, Finbank is down 32%. So there's no value in the banks on these banks at the moment. So should investors be investing in these banks at the moment?
Yeah, these banks have great brands. It's poor management and a lot of other things that have gone wrong, but these are still very good brands. As we've seen from the CBN's visit to the stock market, the all-share index actually jumped up by 1%. Though small, but these are the confidence boosters the market needs to improve. These banks are good brands. The investors should, in the words of Malam Sanusi, he said that this bank, you should go, he told the stockbrokers to go ahead and invest in this bank. So I believe that these banks, there is no fear. The new MDs have done it before. 2 of them have actually turned around banks in Nigeria before. So he's telling the investors and stockbrokers to go all out there and invest in these banks. They're good brands. There is no fear of anything whatsoever.
So do you think it's a sustainable idea that the other banks should open their credit lines to these 5 banks?
Yes, I believe that is because presently he's even saying that no foreign bank has withdrawn their credit lines to all these banks. So there is no reason for local banks to actually withdraw their own lines. So this is specific that these banks are up and running. There is no business as usual. They've had bad loans, they've had poor corporate governance issues, but this has been resolved. And going forward, we're seeing a uniform December year end. There's going to be better disclosures. IFRS will be back. So there's no cause for alarm. That's the CBN's governor's stance on this matter. He's been on a dedicated PR mission trying to, after these reforms started. So I think if investors out there, he's just trying to allay a lot of fears of customers and investors alike. And I do not think there's anything to worry about personally.
Do you think that the CBN governor is bowing to pressure to a certain extent?
Can you repeat that, please?
Do you think that the CBN governor is bowing to pressure to a certain extent?
No, I don't think so. There's a lot more pressure than is showing. There's a lot of pressure on him. He's been summoned to the House of Representatives. He's defended himself pretty well. This is all part. I think this is all part of his plan to stem the decline in share prices, to stem the rumors out there. Because in as much as he's doing a lot of things, there are also rumors coming out from different parts of the country saying there's an agenda of some sort. So this is all a dedicated PR mission. There's not pressure. I do not think it's bound to pressure. So far so good in its 2 months and a little bit of time he spent there. He's done pretty well. He's not bound to pressure. He stood up for himself, and I think he's doing a great job.